What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Six Pack Abs. I'm Jonny Catanzano.
I'm Coach Christian.
And we are your certified Six Pack Abs trainers. So now we're here in the kitchen and we want to show you guys a behind the scenes sneak peek of Coach Christian and Coach Jonny's G14 classified protein shake. So in today's video, what we're going to do is we're actually going to show you one of the recipes that he and I actually do use immediately after workout. And we're going to give you the reasons why you should use it. Then we're also going to give you some alternatives depending on what your goals are. All right, so we're going to first talk about why you should use a post-workout shake. One of the main reasons why you should use a shake as opposed to food is you get a much better absorption, much faster absorption. See, when you eat a meal, let's say some chicken breasts or some rice and some vegetables after your workout, that's an 8 to 10 hour digestion process. A lot of that protein isn't going to be bioavailable in your system for at least an hour, 60 to 90 minutes sometimes. That's the first benefit of a shake, specifically with whey protein in like our alpha meal. In an isolate form, you get a very, very fast absorption and it's very, very easily digested. So that's your first benefit. The second reason why you want to have a post-workout shake is because you want to increase what's called your MPS, or your muscle protein synthesis. You see, there's a couple different ways that you can enhance your muscle protein synthesis. One of those being your training, actually working out. That can help to activate protein synthesis. One of the second ways that you can enhance your protein synthesis is from the consumption of protein and amino acids, especially all the essential amino acids. So when you consume whey protein, you are getting all of the essential amino acids, which play a very significant role in initiating and increasing that muscle protein synthesis, which is what you want right after a workout, right?
Yeah.
Now, you went, you worked out, we just broke down our muscle tissue, essentially kind of breaking things down. Muscle protein synthesis is the process of rebuilding, recovering, and growing that tissue. Now, in a perfect world, sure, it would be good to just eat a whole food meal immediately after training. But some of us are either on the go or maybe at work, maybe you're at school, training in between classes. Maybe you're not going to get to your next meal for about 2 or 3 hours. A protein shake, a post-workout shake, is going to be a great way to bridge you in between that training into that next whole food meal. And that's important because you do want to keep your anabolism elevated. We talked about muscle protein synthesis earlier. Essentially, you can't make up for missed protein synthesis. So if you go and train, you're on your way home, but you don't have a shake, your body does have a chance of what's called going catabolic. Essentially, your body's gonna start to break down muscle tissue or proteins or amino acids. That is all gonna depend on maybe what you ate before. You know, if you ate a good meal immediately before, again, 8 to 10 hour digestion process, you'll be okay right after workout. But if you haven't eaten for a few hours and then you go train and then you don't drink a shake or take something after, that's when you kind of get into that gray area where you would be missing out on some protein synthesis. So a shake is nice and convenient. It's quick. You can carry it in your gym bag. You can take it on the go. Our alpha meal, you can take an entire 2 pounds with you, stick it in your locker, stick it in your gym bag, always have it with you so you can always be anabolic and always be synthesizing protein. So now you know the reasons why you want to use a shake immediately after your workout. Let's talk about what you should have for ingredients. The old, I guess, bro way was what? A couple scoops of peanut butter and a scoop or two of protein, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You actually don't necessarily want to do that. Now, first, let me kind of preface this with your shake ingredients should be depending on what your goals are. So if your goal, like us, is building muscle, you're primarily going to want protein and carbohydrates in your shake. If your goal is losing fat, but you still want to build muscle, your shake should have protein and carbohydrates in it. Now, on the flip side of things, maybe if you're fat adapted, you're doing keto, maybe you're trying to conserve some of your calories, you could either do a shake with just some protein or some protein and then some dietary fats. One of the reasons why you don't want to have fats in your shake post-workout is because it really does slow down that absorption. It's one of the benefits why we're having the shake in the first place. So to do proteins with some carbohydrates and then add some fats on top, kind of negating the purpose of the carbohydrates. So 2 ingredients, protein and carbohydrates for building muscle. Now how much? That's going to depend on your goals. You always want to revert back to what your daily total calorie intake should be. If you're trying to gain weight, gain size, then you need to be in a daily energy balance that's in a positive. If you're trying to lose body fat, you need to be in a negative energy balance, meaning you're burning more calories than you're consuming in a day. That can kind of help dictate where you should be. But for run-of-the-mill kind of average shake, you're generally going to do 1 to 2 scoops of protein with about a 2 or 3 to 1 carb to protein ratio. So for every gram of protein, you usually have 2 or 3 grams of carbs. Pretty easy, right? Okay. Now, another benefit of a shake here is that you can essentially use this as a meal replacement. So Christian and I were here at the office all the time. We'll mix this together, a couple scoops, usually 2 scoops, so you get enough protein, then add some carbohydrates and then some fat. Now that's if you're using it as a meal replacement. For this video, we're talking strictly about our G14 classified post-workout shake. So our ingredients are gonna be protein and carbohydrates. Now, Christian and I, we like to use a couple different ingredients. So our first and our main ingredient is the alpha meal, and Coach Christian's actually gonna show you, he's got his NutriBullet here. You can also use a shaker. We've tried to make this recipe easy enough to where you can shake it up at home if you don't have a blender, but Coach Christian has his NutriBullet, so we're gonna use that. All right, what's the first ingredient to go in?
So first, guys, you want to put the ice. If you want it to be cold, it's got to be a shake. So
now your ice, it's definitely, there's a fine line. You can make it super duper thick, or you can make the consistency more of something you can drink through a straw. You might want to play around with that a little bit.
I like my shake to be a little bit thinner, easy to drink. I want to put it down in about 3 to 4 minutes. I got work to get back to, so this is perfect for your midday shake. All right, guys, now that we got the ice, perfect amount for myself. Now I'm gonna use, like we were talking about earlier, the carbs. Get some fast digestive carbs to get back in your system. I'm gonna use a banana just because it adds a little bit of the sweetness. Now I let it get a little bit more brown than usual, so it makes it even sweeter.
So one of the reasons why you do want carbohydrates in your post-workout shake is that it's actually gonna help to replenish your blood glucose levels and also your muscle glycogen. So if you're somebody like me or Christian that we train every day, you do wanna try to replenish your glycogen in a reasonable amount of time. Most carbohydrates are perfectly fine for that. There's a kind of a myth out there that you need like simple sugars and gummy bears and that sort of thing immediately after your workout. It's not gonna have any sort of added benefit. It's not gonna increase your anabolism or your muscle protein synthesis. Realistically, it's just gonna have a higher glycemic index and a glycemic load, but it's not really gonna make much of a difference for your muscle building results. So he's got a banana. We also like to use a little bit of oat flour. Oat flour is good because it has a lot of good fiber in it. Help keep you full, help with digestion as well. So we'll put a little bit of oat flour in here as well. We got a 1/4 cup that we use. Now oat flour, you can either purchase it like this or you can make your own using oatmeal and grinding it down with a blender. Now, one of the benefits of oat flour is that you don't need a blender if you don't have one, but we do, so even better. All right, got that. What's next, Coach C?
Now we're gonna put some protein in here. I personally like to go with the cinnamon ice cream. Cookies and cream is good as well. We're gonna use the cinnamon for this one. Now I'm gonna add about 2 scoops in here. Now that we got the shake in here, we got it ready to go. I'm gonna add a little bit of the greens Detox as well. Mint chocolate, it's gonna give it some of that chocolate flavor and replace some of the micronutrients that we lose whenever we work out as well.
So yeah, green Detox is a great thing to add, especially this mint chocolate flavor gives it a nice little kick. Now we get this question quite often, does the green Detox replace eating vegetables? No, it does not. It is a great source of micronutrients, superfoods, and antioxidants. However, it does not replace vegetable consumption. So, all right, we got your ingredients in there. Now we just need to add some water.
So we add a little bit of water to here. I don't like to add too much water. Like I said, we like to have the shakes a little bit thicker with the ice.
You can always add more water after. If you start to blend it and notice it's too thick, you can always add a little bit more. But if you add too much from the get-go, you're SOL.
So shake it up a little bit. Get it here on the bullet.
That's one of the secrets. You gotta shake it before you blend it.
Just like that, within 20, 30 seconds, and we're good to go. You want to try a little bit of this, Johnny?
Yeah. Throw some in here for your boy. All right, that's good right there.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
G14 classified post-workout shake. It's delicious. Absolutely wonderful. Big fan. All right, guys. So Coach Christian showed you guys how to put it together. We talked about the ingredients. I told you guys all about the benefits and why you should use this shake. Now, put it in the work. Make it in action. Like I mentioned earlier, you can't make up for lost protein synthesis. So it's really, really important if you are trying, regardless of whether trying to lose fat or not, 99.9% of us are trying to build a little bit more muscle, right? Right. So make sure and take advantage of something nice and convenient like this, a protein shake immediately after your workout in order to enhance your muscle protein synthesis in your recovery. All right, everybody. Hope you guys learned a little bit for today. Coach Christian, I appreciate you showing us a couple of the secrets from the G14 classified shake.
No problem, Johnny.
All right, man. Coach Johnny here with SixPackAbs.com. If you like what you saw, or if you have questions on the shake or the recipe, just go ahead and comment below. Make sure and subscribe to us on YouTube and turn your notifications on. That way you're notified every time we release a new workout or a new shake like this. Give us a like on Facebook, and please tune in again next time with Coach Christian, Coach Johnny with Six Pack Abs.